I rolled into the hallway and shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked as my pursuers ascended the stairs. My fingers slipped off the lock and I couldn't click it into place. I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the door iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of the pitiful, flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than the blankets. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't get to read that. I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of the pitiful, flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than blankets. Wheezing breath reached into the house and crashed at me in waves. I smelt of pine and sweat. Mom peeked out of the kitchen and chastised me with the same frigid voice she always used when talking to Dad. What exactly don't you understand when I told you to never slam the door? I didn't mean to. I snuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone, and the breath was too. If there was someone in the first place, of course. Here, mere 5 meters away from my mom, my fear was slowly weakening, melting like snow in spring, and with it the last bit of strength I had in my body had left my body too. Lord, my legs gave way. I propped myself up against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. Mom's expression had changed immediately. The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as before all those quarrels. She finally saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow. Where have you been? What did I tell you, huh? I told you to just stay home. Am I nothing to you? I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like when I was very little and wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined like steel. Her voice rang out. Your dad can't find his cigarettes. Be honest, did you snatch them? Were you smoking in secret? There was someone chasing me. I thought... I stuttered as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up in my eyes. Mom leaned toward me and sniffed my clothes like a beast searching for the smell of tobacco. Then squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into the front yard. Her expression changed in an instant. She covered her mouth with her hand. Look! Over there, at the fence! My heart thumped as if I became prey once again, and my pursuers were following me in the field. I could swear I heard something scratch at the door, just like my nightmare. Mom beckoned me with her finger, and I gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window facing my fear. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Dogs! Just a small pack of strays with no name and owner, barely reminding of hungry monsters that live on the edge of forests. Oh boy, were you scared of him? I think they'd rather be scared of you, Anton. They were chasing me like a bunny. And what if they're rabid? The smile had slowly disappeared from Mom's face. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing them. What if they attack Oila? Mom? I wish your dad could just shoot them all. Mom, look, they're alive. Huh? What? Are they your friend or foe? Are you... I'm reading it in the wrong voice is what I'm doing. Are they your friend or foe after all? Make up your mind. You're not a little kid anymore. He's 12. Mom sighed in annoyance, and I felt so bitter that I bit my lower lip and fixed my gaze on the cobweb-ridden corner. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I wasn't risking my life among monsters, but rather my pants among a pack of stupid strays. I can't read past my bottle. I wanted to sink through the floor from embarrassment. Come here, my boy who cried wolf. Oh, don't just stand there. Come take your pills. He's got pills? A golden-colored pill, reminiscent of a dead wasp, fell into my palm. I already took one before breakfast. Don't talk over me. I told you to stay home, and Dad would have given you a good whipping for that. Come on, take it, or you won't be able to sleep at night, and you have school tomorrow. So I had to swallow the bitter medication, drinking it down with similarly awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. How do you know what chlorine tastes like? Maybe it was Vova's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all, just like the forest monsters and Oila's owl. Am I going mad? What's happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect, or my overexerted brain didn't let fear inside anymore. Serenity washed over me, bringing yawny indifference within it. Anton, you done? See, you can do it when you try. Take off your coat. Are you asleep? No, Mom. I was just thinking. What about, I wonder? It's just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son and not some doppelganger that came from the forest. Is everything all right? You had the same exact expression. You had the exact same expression when the police asked you about the window. I'm all right, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh. Fine. It seemed like the achievement unlocked. Run for your life. It seemed like the house had changed. The sobras, really? The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulbs also felt different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Orla was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes and switched to other tapes. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink, and studied my reflection in the mirror, like I was trying to solve one of those spot the difference puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Jafar's and Iago's voices died down. I walked past Oyla's bedroom and slipped into my own. This simple action drained the last little bit of strength from me. I sat on the bed. Then I noticed there was something behind the curtains. My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to medication or I took, or the stress I underwent, the room began to I'm reading too fast, is what I am doing. Whether it was due to medication I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of sails. The corners of the room bent and I don't know what that word is. The only stable thing in the whole room was the figure between the windowsill and the curtains. A flimsy piece of cloth was stuck to my hidden visitor, just like a shroud. Oyla? Who else would be standing there? I stood up and licked my dried up lips. Yeah, Oyla, it's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. It was enveloped softly by the curtains, as if there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human being. It reached toward the curtains. Ba-doom, ba-doom, beat my heart, controlled by medication. The wind sang in the field with a chorus of voices. For a second I wanted to return to the bed, just lie down and watch the person behind the curtain, knowing full well they were looking back at me. They were looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Gotcha! Oyla, I swear to God, I will slap that weird-looking eyeshadow you got off your face. Do not test me. I have the power of steel within my backhand. I knew it was you from the beginning. No, you did not. Well, you guessed it. But for a minute there, you were freaking out. You were... For a minute there, you were like, wait, no, I don't know what's going on. Like, you were freaking out there for a minute. So don't even say, oh, I knew it was you. Don't even. A blindingly bright halo lit up above Oyla's head with the setting sun as the background. My sister was shining. When she was just a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. I always retorted, but Dad, she's not some flashlight. Boy, But I brought her to the window one day and sunlight poured on her smiling face. It felt like I was holding a light. Woven child. Why did the police come? Did you do something? No, of course not. It's because of the owl, isn't it? I showed her a worried smile and rubbed her head. A boy got lost in the woods. Oh, he must be really cold out there. Will they find him? They will. The police are going to house showing his photo to everyone. Everybody. Oyla traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window. And why are they going to houses and not the forest? Are they scared? The question caught me off guard. The police aren't scared of anything. They've already scouted the forest. I changed the topic. as if trying to get Oyla as far away as possible from the forest thicket. We may get a reward if I go and find this boy by myself. A lot of stuff like in Field of Wonders. Sounds cool, right? Oyla wasn't listening to me. She asked in a hushed voice, while piercing the forest with incredibly adult eyes, uncharacteristic for her. What if the owl got him? Nonsense. An owl wouldn't be able to lift a human. But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them out of my overexerted brain. Stay away from the forest. I think it's... How should I put it? It's cursed or something. Just like in a fairy tale? No. More like in that spooky tape our parents hide from us. Oyla shivered and stole a glance at the window. As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easy to stifle her light. A gust of wind and her small fire would be gone. You're lucky. Mom wouldn't even let me go outside. I'm like a princess in the tower. Can't go anywhere. I will die from boredom here. You're wrong. No one has ever died of boredom. And you have me and your cartoons, and Mom and Dad will be good to each other soon. You know what I would wish for on my next birthday? I'd wish for Mom and Dad to turn into children so we can go and play together like we used to. Yeah, and if you'd make them as small as bugs, we could place them into a little box. Oyla giggled and tugged at my sleeve. Tony, let's go watch Aladdin. Fatigue won over my desire to be with my little sister. I was washed over by some sort of heinous apathy. I'm too tired. I don't want to. Come on. It's so boring alone, and Mom was always busy. We can pick a cartoon you haven't seen before. I know all of our tapes by heart at this point. Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan. Remember how you fell asleep in the middle of it? And so much happens after that. Let's go. Maybe a bit later. Should I tell you how it ends? Let's leave that for tomorrow. I won't tell you tomorrow. I know. Let's play hide and seek. No, Oyla. Then draw me a dino. Oyla, please. Draw it. Will you leave me alone already? I blurted it out without thinking, and then I was immediately taken back. I never screamed at my little sister like that. Oyla stared at me in shock. Her lips started trembling, a precursor to tears. My chest was seething with disgust and embarrassment. What's happening to me? I hurried to prevent Oyla from crying. All right, you win. Let's go watch cartoons for a bit. I don't wanna. I came up to her, put my hand on her soft head. Let's go watch Peter Pan. Boo! You'll fall asleep again. I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless. I promise I won't. And I'll draw you a full Triceratops later. Hooray! Triceratops. Okay. Well, close enough. Oyla rubbed her eyes with the sleeve of her pajama Read, I cannot. Oyla rubbed her eyes with the sleeve of her pajamas, and a shining smile returned to her face. I'll go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread, and you rewind the tape. Just plain milk? Oh, nasty. The bread is fresh, just like how you like it. Just how you like it. Who eats just plain bread? I mean, I guess, I get that you guys are probably poor, but still. Alright, just be careful not to spill the milk. Or you'll be yelled at again. I want to bet I won't spill it? The tape is somewhere in the nightstand. Look for it. Oyla disappeared into the doorway, and I dragged my feet into the neighboring room. The old photon TV was gathering dust in the corner. All that was left was clicking the bottom on the front panel. The tube warmed up and familiar white noise started dancing on the black screen. I almost reached out to turn on the VCR when the noise calmed down and the blurry image appeared in for a moment. It was a dark taiga forest, just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. Something creepily resembling a human speech was coming out of the speaker. Just a few moments later, the scenery was again overshadowed by noise. Did I catch some rogue signal? Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and that was pretty rare. And only just recently I used to always watch Robotech before school. Reading is not my strong suit. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the antenna. What if I catch this channel again? On the other hand, Orla had asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her. But in my sleepy state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. Oh, don't you jump scare. Okay. I was about to say, don't you jump scare me. I just want to look at a tape. Go to bed, okay? I sifted through the shelves full of dolls and blue hippos from kinder surprise. I found the tape I needed to thanks. Why'd I do that? That was stupid. Ow. That's what I get for not being able to read, but still, how? Oh, that hurt so bad. Ow. That was stupid. Hey, gum, we've been streaming for an hour, ladies and gentlemen. I found the tape I needed thanks to its shabby spine. I got the black rectangle from its box. Neverland. The tape inside it rustled while rewinding to the beginning. This rustle was lulling me to sleep. Drowsiness attacked me while I was squatting before the TV. Images whirled inside in my head. Me and Oila flying above the forest, tumbling in the soft clouds. My little sister is laughing, but her smiles become more and more forced with every passing second. I noticed that the clouds underneath us part, bearing the bristly pine tops. Swampy darkness slurped? That's an odd word to use. Among the trees, the wings are no longer able to hold us in Oila. You haven't started without me, have you? My sister brought the tray with unevenly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. I rubbed my eyes. No, come, sit. Mom and Dad are arguing. Oh, Mom and Dad are arguing again. They're going through rough times. Rough times are lame. PN on the screen. Pin on the screen. Wendy was hiding Peter Pan's shadow into the dresser. Orla was entertained by the cartoonish dog, Nana. Maybe Mom and Dad will buy us a dog, too. Yeah, right. I'll have my own dog in the Neverland, and a cat, and a parrot. Orla smeared a slice of bread with a thick layer of condensed milk and handed it to me. Have you lost all your baby teeth? Obviously. Orla frowned, deep in thought. Peter Pan has baby teeth. What if they don't let you go to his land with adult teeth? We'll think of something. Well, ask Dad to alter your age in the passport. That's illegal. Why would Dad forge documents? Okay, how does a 12-year-old know what forging documents is? At 12 years old, I was walking and watching Dragon Ball Z wanting to turn into a Super Saiyan. Okay? What is this? What is this? How does this kid's another Einstein. Oh, why would Dad want to forge another set of papers for my passport? How does this kid know all this? How? This kid is insanely smart for his age. Orla took a bite from the sandwich and started talking with her mouth full. He heard Mom say they did that before. You'll grow ears as big as Dumbo's. We gotta roast her like that, man. Come on. It's her sister. Orla got worried. I don't know what in the world I'm trying to say. Orla got worried and touched her ear. I smiled to myself. My little sister was silent now. She just devoured bread, watching the adventures of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and James Hook, as if she got sucked up into the fairy tale Neverland. To be honest, I almost imagined myself there, in a land where no one ages, where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fights and the sound of broken plates at night. It felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back into reality. Tony, shut the curtains fast! Why? There's no one's watching you. It's dark, and when it's dark, the owl comes. I'm scared. I got out of bed, fighting my own drowsiness, and closed the curtains. I did my best not to look outside, toward the treetops, toward the Tioga forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was a visual effect from shadows of branches scraping the snow. Tony, Mom thinks I made the owl up. And Dad, too, thinks I'm a liar since I'm small. But the owl exists. Honestly, it does. You do believe me, right? That it comes out every night and... I swiftly grabbed Oila's hand and looked into her eyes. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. But did I really have those qualities? Yes, I believe you, alright? Just don't nag our parents about it anymore. They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you. Come and tell me if anything happens. And don't look out the window. But it wants me to look. Doesn't matter. Act like it doesn't exist and never existed, like it's all made up, just like Mom and Dad say. It'll get tired of waiting and fly away. Excuse me? Where my sister? Where did my sister go? Hold up a minute. Owl? I'ma keep it a buck with you, alright? Owl? I'ma keep it a buck with you. You taking my sister, I'm taking your life, alright? What am I gonna do with a cardboard gun? Look at this. It's literally... What am I gonna do? It doesn't even have a trigger. It doesn't even have a trigger to pull. That's it. Nothing. No trigger. Just empty space. I wonder if I could flick this on my finger. Hold on. Sorry, my ADHD. No, it's not that bad. Hold on. Pa! Anyways, we followed Peter Pan's adventures as if nothing happened, as the fairies didn't kidnap kids, as if our own parents were tearing each other apart bit by bit. Captain... Oh, I thought somebody was talking there for a minute. Captain Hook was running away from a crocodile, and Captain Pan was headed to London on a gilded sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Excuse me, what? Oila's eyelids had dropped. She started snoring lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. I imagine his definition of snoring lightly is... Considering the size of this man's gigantic head. I mean, have you seen him? Gigantahead. Giganticism head. Gigantaman! I stood up and left Oila's room. I was looking out the window, studying the field, when Mom peeked into my room. Enough playing around. It's your first day at school tomorrow. Go to bed. You should sleep properly. You don't want to be teased for being sleepy, right? I don't like this. It's dark like the other night, and I don't want to die. I'ma die real quick. You mind if I go ahead and do that? That's why I'ma die. Adults think everything is so simple. That's right. You know what? Adults think everything's so simple, but it's so hard for us kids. No, it's not. No, it's not really. I dread growing up. 16 years old, about to turn 17. I don't want to grow up. I want to get my driver's license, too. Come on, man. What happened to the good old... What happened to 2016? 2016 was so simple. I miss 2016. 2016 was a great year. Man, tell you what, 2019 was pretty okay, actually. 2019 was a pretty okay year. 2020, you notice how everybody kept on saying that 2019 was a horrible year until 2020 came around? We always think that something's so bad until we get something worse. Kind of how it happened with Halo 5. Adults think everything is so simple. As if sound sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I don't know, sometimes it would. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming to something invisible rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mysterious flute again? Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up and I can't fully understand my own desires. The forest wailed behind the barrier that was my walls. Some ethereal entity wandered the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. The wind howled on and on in the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming wink entangled. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. Oh, that was episode 1. Hey! I like that one. Why am I clapping? Why did I do that? I feel like that one white girl at the end of a movie just going, oh my gosh, it's such a good movie. Why did I clap? I don't like. Why did I do that? Thank you for completing episode 1 of Tiny Bunny. Did you enjoy it? Did you want to know what happens next? We're already working hard on the continuation of the story. That's pretty good. I like that. That's really good. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a pretty good game. But anyways, guys, if you guys want to go check this out, it's free to play on Steam. Just search up Tiny Bunny. It's free to play. It's not that much. It's not that much, really. It's storage-wise, not that much. So you don't have to worry about the download of this game. The download of this game should not be worrisome. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed this. I know I did. And we will see you all in the next one. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.